LRS pages, they go back a long way. When you take a look at a page like this today, you don't realise some of the work that LRS have done all the way back to 1993 and moving forward. Let me show you some of the earlier designs. You might be shocked. Here's a shot of some of the earliest LRS pages that LRS ever made. You can see this one's the original coaster core. There are a lot of things that are unique about the original that have been carried forward, and I'll show you some of those things when we move forward to the newer designs. But this one, as I said, came from 1993 and took the industry by storm. In fact, it took the industry by so much storm that there were competitors that tried to copy some of the features. In any case, they didn't seem to have all the features, and certainly even today they don't have all of the features that LRS offers in their paging equipment. Let's take a look at a few more. Yes, scarily, this is a pager. It's a pager in the shape of a piece of pizza. You can see it. It's an LRS patent, of course, and you'll notice that it's got a number of pins for charging, so you can stack them up one above the other. This is a rare pager these days, and if you've got any, I'll hang on to them because they haven't been around for a while. But the design philosophy was taken much further than just a pizza. There were other designs, some of which, for example, are a pager in the shape of a horseshoe, a pager in the shape of a piece of steak, and I do believe, although I could be wrong, even a pager in the shape of a fried egg. And if you were in the restaurant business, of course, those sort of designs were, well, as well as being novel, they were interesting to customers, and that was part of the draw for LRS. And let's not forget, one of the very important ones that I distinctly remember was the pager for seafood restaurants in the shape of a lobster. Now sadly we don't have one of those to show, but we really did make pages in the shape of a lobster. Here's a more recent pager. This one's called a CS6. And what this did was to take an analog type of device, like the old one, and turn it into a digital device. And that enhanced a lot of things. And there are a lot of other advantages, such as batteries that lasted far longer because of the digital system inside. But a lot of the features that were on that original pager that I just showed actually have been carried forward into this pager. And this pager is not a new pager. We have even newer product coming out presently. Let me just cover a few of the features and benefits of buying an LRS pager as opposed to any other brand out there. One of the first things you'll notice between the old one and the new one are these 4 points here. And they are actually a very important aspect of paging. What these do is you can stack the pages up pretty much like I just showed you, up to 15 pages per stack. But these charging points here actually allow the pager to fit on in any direction and still charge. This is the only paging system that allows that in the world, and rightly so, because that is an LRS patent. Notice also that there's a rubber bumper around the edge of this old original pager, and that design has been carried forward to the new pager, and you can see on this device it's a really thick rubber band that doesn't pull off, and if the pager drops, well, the chances are that it's going to land on its edge, which they tend to do, and that will protect this pager dramatically. If we take a look at some other pagers, here's a pager from a competitor. This is one type of pager, and you'll notice that there's no rubber protection around this. And there are others, maybe older or newer, but here's another one with no rubber protection. And here's a third pager where you can see there is rubber protection, but it's very, very small. If you compare the difference between those two, you can see right away that the LRS pager is about 10 times thicker on its protection than this other pager in my hand. There have been many of this type of design over the years, and the problem with that type of design is they don't include the features that we do on this CS6 here. CS6 is still a current product, by the way, and it has lots of other features, some of which I'm going to go through. Here's a printed circuit board from a CS7, which is very, very similar to a CS6. But one of the first things you'll notice about this board, what's inside the unit, is the size of this battery. Here's another brand of pager, and if you compare the battery of a CS7 with the battery from one of these types of devices, they're all pretty much smaller. As you can see, there really is not a lot of comparison. And the point about that is that LRS pagers last for up to 48 hours from one 6-hour charge, and that's an important and critical aspect, whereas other pagers give up the ghost far earlier. Now, back in the day with this pager, I'll remind you again, from 1993, there were about 100 components inside. That's a lot of components. But if we look at the newer design board here, you can see that the component count has been reduced quite dramatically. What you get today is you get digital technology throughout the board, and because there are very, very few components, you get very, very few failures. In fact, our failure rate that we've seen here is as low as 0.03%. That is an extremely low failure rate, and no wonder customers choose LRS because of that. You'll notice that throughout this particular design, well, in fact all of the current designs that LRS makes, that it's all surface mount technology, and we have the necessary equipment available and expertise, I might add, to be able to repair any of these pagers if they need repairing. But often we'll do such a great deal that, well, frankly, they're not always worth the effort. We can sell you a replacement pager at a very special price that has a 3-year warranty on it. So once again, we're back to the CS6 pager, which is a current pager, and the glow on this one is in red. It's a one-colour pager, and you get it as red, and away you go. It's numbered on the front, and it's all fully CE approved, as you can see on the back, which matters for all paging equipment. And here's a quick look at our CS7. There are a couple of differences with this one, and you'll notice that it actually has a digital pager number, and although it's flashing on the screen that you're looking at, in reality it's rock solid. You'll also notice that this might occasionally flash red, like the CS6. However, this is a multicoloured pager that you can achieve about 8 or 9 different colours. So if, for example, if you were Green King, we can make this green exactly for your company, and we can label these accordingly. So this would be a perfect match for any company like that. Okay, as you can see, this next pager is a step up from where we were. And this is a prototype pager of something that's going to come into the market presently, but this is a totally, completely multicoloured pager that has a huge number of other features and benefits that I can't really talk about right now. LRS is currently innovating the customer pager far further than any other company out there. And that's a quick shot of another pager that we're working on, soon to be released, and that again will be taking the market by storm. And do remember that all of these pagers have the innovation going all the way back to 1993, but are now brought completely up to date and are substantially improved over any other paging system that you might see out there. Innovation like this, all the way from 1993 to the mid-2000s and onwards to current technology, is only from LRS. You won't see this sort of product anywhere else. And remember that our products carry a 3-year warranty, whereas competitors are either 1-year warranty for the cheap stuff, or not even that for a lot of the Chinese stuff. But no one offers 3 years, simply because their pages probably don't have a 0.3% failure rate like ours do. If you want to know more, contact lrspagers.co.uk. And any company that doesn't actually sell LRS pagers and claims to, as you will see on Amazon, they don't belong to LRS, they don't sell LRS, they sell cheap Chinese pagers generally. Thank you for watching. We'll look forward to seeing you again.